Hi everyone. The day you get married, like me, the last thing on my mind was that I'm going to get a divorce. I was so happy and I went into that marriage with all my heart. Marriage is not something to play with. I expected that marriage to work well, but it happens that things didn't work out the way I expect. Some of the faults is mine, I would say, because getting married early made it a little bit difficult for me to know what to expect, understand that this person I'm in the relationship with is a human being, cannot really be perfect. I wanted things to go how I want it, not controlling or commanding, but I wanted things to go a little bit easier. But marriage wasn't for me that easy as I expected. When young people are into this marriage together, there seems to be a kind of misunderstanding and too much of no, no, no. Like, you won't agree on my own, I won't agree on your own. But marriage needs a lot of maturity and knowing someone so long in order to understand that whatever the person says to you or means to you does not really mean negative, that the person wants the best for you. The trust, plans, what I was expecting exactly, my imagination of how marriage will be like, wasn't the way it is going. I thought marriage was something I could just be free and do most of the things I want. I never really know that the marriage is going to bend you from the lifestyle you are used to, the way you do your things, the freedom you thought of, and it's like you are bind with someone and you have to do everything that we make that marriage work, and do things to please people, even people who are outside the marriage, even people you don't know, like people on the street, that what you're even doing has to please people's eyes. Them knowing that you are married, you have to do something that they will say, oh, she's married, she's behaving well because she's married. Not that you are married, you say something, you behave somehow, you take a decision. It's like you are being judged. The expectation of people on you is too high. You are not there to please only the man you are married to. You are there like to please, let's say, the world. Because this umbrella of being married changes everything for you. And I didn't know this before I walked into this place, before I entered the umbrella, signed the agreement of doing this. So I'm like someone who wake up after some time and find out that this is where I am. And I didn't like it. I wanted to break free from whatever it is. Because I don't want to be into something that binds me so tight, that doesn't allow me to do what I want to do. I've always wanted to do what I want to do. And when I meet someone who is not trying to do what the person wants to do, that's, I'm like more pleased. Because in that relationship, I expected that the woman should be more pleased than the man. This is how my own understanding goes. And when two people who are spoiled meet together, then it's not really easy for the people to be pleased. Like a spoiled child, everything that the person needs, the person gets. Let's say there are oranges, but from these oranges, we can have only one. We're only allowed to eat one. So the spoiled child expects to have this orange. Now we have two people who are spoiled in a relationship. So this one orange, who is going to eat it and who is going to live? So everybody expects to get the orange. When one person gets it and the other person do not get it, then there's this grudge. You're not taking care of me, you don't love me, you don't care, things like that. And that was what spoiled the relationship. This will be like, for me, a perfect example to say what happened in that relationship. And another thing will be, when you are spoiled, you are over pampered. As a woman, you expect this kind of pamper from your partner, and you don't get it because the person is also a child, and the person couldn't give you this elderly response. I would say this is why it's good that when somebody marry, it's always good for somebody to marry someone who is older, that the man is older. And when the man is older, the man should know how to treat this person as someone who is a little bit lower than the person. It's not something that the two of them should be dragging who is the master. And when this person who is the older person, who should be the man, is not showing this, I'm the elder person, I should leave this for you to enjoy, this brings a lot of problem for women. The woman will be thinking, this is what I'm supposed to get as the woman. The love, the pet, the pamper, when it's the one orange, let me have it. And the person did not get it. So my question that time was that, if I'm the woman here and I did not get this here, and I should sacrifice this for another person, and I had a mind to come here and be spoiled, so where will I get this at last? Like, when you get into a restaurant, the chair should be brought out for you to sit down. You should be asked, what will you want to eat? Let's call it gentleman kind of treatment. We can call it like that. So this is what spoiled my relationship. And I was seen as someone who wanted much, that I was expecting much. But know that when you mingle with some people who their marriages are going well, you have expectations and you have wishes. But these wishes I had was also what I was offering to the person. So at a particular time, I think that this thing I'm giving is more than what I'm receiving. It's better I slow down a little bit and see if I can receive this thing I'm giving. And that was my mistake, because we don't use the same weight of something bad someone do to us, and we use it to give the person that same weight, like treating the person the way the person treats us. I wanted to treat this person because I told the person that I'm feeling emotionally hurt. So this emotional pain I'm feeling, I was expecting that if the person feel this weight, if the person is able to feel this hurt, the person might realize the pain I'm going through and stop doing what he's doing. But it didn't help it. It made the matter worse. I didn't stop. I continued to be like that and think, after all, the person did not show remorse, did not see what the person did as wrong, and I didn't see the reason to give love. And this is what I've learned today. I didn't see the reason to give more love so that the person can receive so much love, so much care, for the person to change, to see that I've reoriented the person to become someone who can show much love, who can forget that he is spoiled and start to care and show love. It wasn't that it was so terrible, but you know, when something hurts you, when someone is pressing you here, and this thing keep paining you, and when the person keep pressing you again, it seems to you like the pain is adding, the pain is not reducing. And for the pain to reduce, I was not really revenging. I was just trying to let the person feel and see what the person is doing, because you say this you're doing is right. So since it's right, so when I do it, you're not going to see it as a bad something. After all, it's right. That was what happened. So I tried to do that, and the person will now overreact. The person will get angry and get so mad. I was like, you did this to me, and I was saying, this is not right what you did. Then I did it also the way you did it. That was so right. Things didn't get any better because the person did not understand why I should treat him like that. Some people can like to treat you anyhow, but they don't want you to treat them anyhow at all. They want you to treat them very special. Let's take, for instance, you see someone's clothes each time on the floor or where it's not well kept. You take it and you treat it like it's rubbish. But when the person take your clothes, the person should take it with so much love. When it's possible, hug it and then put it for washing. This is what I can compare to how I was treated, because this clothes something also came in question. That someone, when the person sees his thing, he holds it, rub it, clean it, and keep it well. But when he sees your thing, he throws it anyhow. I started complaining. And complain in a relationship is a very bad thing. To complain about what somebody did to you is a very bad thing. But still, people expect you to take this complaint they have complained to you and relax with it, enjoy it, see it as a good thing. But that way they treat you, you are not allowed to treat them the same. That was what happened in the divorce. Why I came to divorce. Because I thought it's the only option, which I regret today. I thought it was the only option to save myself from pain, to free myself. It was like I couldn't just breathe. I wanted out. I wanted to have this freedom. I thought I was in a place and I was being punished. So I wanted to just go out and ease my pain. So I left. But after some time when I left, I was then regretting. I started feeling pity for the person I've left. Even at the time, I asked myself, did the person mean bad? Or the person treated me like this, not knowing that it was that bad? The person needed a growing up to do. And get matured and know the weight of what the person is doing to me. I worried so much about what I've done to the person. I even now sometimes ask myself if going was the best way to this. But I remembered I contacted some people who would guide us as kids and tell us the right things to do. I saw the mistakes I made that was not also right. Like instead of enduring and trying to talk about this peacefully, I expected someone to understand what I'm explaining, what I'm complaining about, as the way I want the person to reciprocate to what I'm saying. But people do not react to what you tell them exactly the way. You cannot say what the person's reaction is until you see the person reacting to it. And I can't also tell the person how to react to what the person did to me. That was the problem. The response I got, to make it short, was not the response I was expecting. I expected something better. I expected the person to feel sorry, like promising I'm not going to do it again. Or at least I didn't know it hurt you. I didn't know that this thing I'm doing is wrong. This is what I expected. So because I didn't get it, I was more hurt. I was like, okay, the person is doing this to me intentionally. And feels if I like, I take it. If I like, I shouldn't take it. At the time, I was even thinking, maybe the person don't want me in the relationship and doesn't know how to tell me. Because if I tell you something you're doing to me is hurting me and you keep doing it, that means you don't really want me. That's why you're doing it. So I felt hurt and I felt neglected, and I walked, which I still regret today, like I said. Assuming I stayed there for a long time and see how it's going to work out, maybe I wouldn't have lived now in this regret over the years, saying I didn't give it a shot. I didn't fight hard for it to work. I never invested much time in it to make it work. And it hurt because everywhere we've been or where we've left, there's always a memory to it. And when you are the one who walk out of relationship, it looks as if you are the one who hurt the person, though the person is one who hurt you. And you walk because you want to be safe, you want to be happy, you want to find happiness, joy, you want to live a normal life without quarreling. This struggle of making your relationship work, that you don't have to do with it. Sometimes we think the person is not perfect person for us, but you who walk out, you are the person who is regretting the much. I'm talking from what I know. You are regretting the much because you are the one who took the action. The person is doing you wrong, but the person did not leave you and go. The person did not leave the relationship or leave you behind and go. It's you who left the relationship. So you're thinking, assuming I have stayed, things would have worked out better. Assuming I didn't hurt him by leaving, things would have turned around for the better for us. What would life be like? Assuming I stayed and we continue. Funny enough, what kind of children would we have had? Assuming I stayed. So it's somehow complicated. Unless people without conscience or people who have a kind of free mind, who don't really think about that. It's like a video you started, you wanted to make, yeah? You wanted to add something in this video and you've set your camera, you are just in this journey of making this video, trying to make a history. Then you stop it and you started another one. It's not really, like that. This is not what I wish anybody. I wish that your relationship work out well. I don't want you to live in regret of hurting someone, leaving someone behind, leaving someone stranded, a kind of helpless when you are supposed to support the person, help the person, you did not. And then you go out yourself and you're stranded. Sometimes we're ashamed to come back. Because most times, the people we left behind might not be ready to take us back. They also live with a fear of, wouldn't we do it again? When you leave a man and walk, the man will always have it behind his back that you might walk again. So, I have to live with it. Funny. I just laugh because I add happiness to it. I try to ease all these thoughts, and no one loves to stay knowing that you hurt someone. But it's one of those things. We are not perfect. We make mistakes. We learn from our mistakes, and then we move on, because regrets cannot help us at all. We go ahead and put our life in control and try again to see if we can find love, if we can find someone who is able to understand us. But sometimes also we might be the kind of person that people don't really understand. Our understanding, our hearts sometimes play a big one on us, because anyhow we are, if we don't find someone who is similar to us, if we are good, we are bad, we are kind-hearted, we are hard, if we don't find the person that compromises these things we have in us, it's sometimes difficult. It now looks as if when you tell the story, you want to paint your partner a bad person. It's not that your partner is a bad person. It's that it didn't work out for you people, because you people couldn't understand or couldn't handle each other. This is why sometimes it's good to have people who guide people, who you listen to, who you try to leave the kind of footsteps they left behind. The people who you see that were in marriage, either the struggle they have, how they worked on it, it's good for you to have those people and try to imagine how they were able to make it, or to ask questions how they went through it. Me, I wouldn't want anyone to work out on any marriage, because you need a lot of strength. That strength you would have invested in your relationship, that pain you would have invested in your relationship, and be patient. If it's possible, even talk to someone to advise your partner or advise you, or somebody you could cry to. That time you are going to waste in divorcing the person and staying away, starting afresh, because it's a long journey. You've been tagged a divorcee, and then you starting a new journey. I think that strength the person should somehow convert it in staying and being patient and trying to learn, endure, and then try to see if the relationship can work if the person's life is not in danger, because it's not a very good thing. It's not a very good way to go to, because all these things leave some trauma, some things that will disturb you, that will bother you later in future. So no matter how long, you still leave some thoughts that will bother you in future. And sometimes you can't stop comparing the other place to this place. No one, there's no way you could buy two things that look alike, that you won't keep thinking, this one and this one, which one is better? So this is what led to my divorce, and this is how I went about it. Yes, after the divorce, thinking if I did right or wrong, but I'm in a good place now, and I wish you don't divorce, that you fight for your marriage and relationship, please. Seriously, no jokes. Seriously, fight for your relationship, make it work. Since you have taken that decision to love the person and care for the person, that you give it a little bit time before you can say, I want to separate or divorce. Give your best. Give your best. And treat the person like you want to pamper the person. You care so much, even when you don't care. You playing it, like acting it, can make it work out good. It's always good for you to have a plan in your heart and some promises you make yourself and tell yourself, when I get into this relationship, this is how I want to be treated. And mostly, what will save you more is how you want to treat the other person. If you can have in mind that this is how you want to treat someone when you get here, and you keep treating that person that way, no matter what happens, keep investing on how to treat that person that way you promise yourself, it makes relationship work. At least you can hold some years, that even when you need to go, when you say, oh, I can no longer, that's when you think what have bonded you people and held you people so long, so tight, it might make you to have a change of mind not to go. Thank you so much for your time today. Thank you for subscribing to my channel, for watching my video. Please like this video if you like the video. Catch ya my next upload. Bye. Solutions.